Fresh snow blankets the hilltops of Ghor province in central Afghanistan, creating the illusion of a winter wonderland. But for those who live here, there is no wonder, let alone glimmer of hope. Simply staying alive is a daily struggle. For this family, their young son lost that battle. Now they huddle around his hillside grave, offering prayers to 6-year-old Wahid, who just days ago froze to death. I miss my brother, and that is why I came to visit him at the graveyard, she says. Abdul Zahir moved his family to the township of Firozkoh in Ghor, looking for work as a labourer. Taliban-controlled Afghanistan, he was unable to make ends meet. I had nothing to burn to keep the house warm, he explains. I checked on the children during the night and their bodies were numb. I realised my son had died of frostbite. This is a photo of him last year, he says, and this is his dead body. An unprecedentedly brutal winter has claimed countless Afghan lives this year, but so too has extreme poverty. This has been exacerbated by the repercussions of the Taliban government's dystopian gender policies and the response by the international community. Almost a year ago, the Taliban banned female secondary students from attending school. That has morphed into a nationwide ban on all female education. But it was the Taliban's decision in December banning women from working for non-governmental organisations that forced humanitarian aid groups to abruptly halt or suspend operations.
There is 28 million Afghans in desperate need at the moment. 28 million, and we're not even reaching a fraction of those.
The Norwegian Refugee Council says they normally help 700,000 Afghans each year, but their operation has been drastically pared back. Its Secretary-General recently travelled to Kabul, pleading with the Taliban to allow female aid workers to return to work.
It's at its worst hour. It's never been as bad as it is now.
35-year-old Safura wipes away her tears as she grieves for her husband, who perished from the cold also in Ghor province, father and breadwinner for their 8 children, the youngest just 2. Now she's wondering how to keep her family alive. I have no education, she says. My children need food. What should I do? 3 of her children are girls, including 12-year-old Mamlakat, who knows all too well what happens to poor young Afghan girls who reach puberty. I am worried that if we don't have food, my brothers will be forced to sell or marry me under pressure, she says. I don't want to get married. I'm a kid. I don't want a husband. US charity Too Young to Wed says it's been able to provide emergency aid for the family and many others. But founder Stephanie Sinclair says the avalanche of need is overwhelming and they're unable to help everyone.
To me, it's unconscionable that the international community is not paying more attention to what's happening to women and girls in Afghanistan. It is simply just inexcusable that we're not doing everything in our power to try to change the course of what's happening there. We have to do better.
And with the UN predicting 2/3 of the population will require humanitarian aid this year, Afghan children like Mamlakat can only hope the world is listening.